Hello, welcome back to the channel, and in this video I want to talk about the fastest way to grow and succeed in anything in terms of practicing. So a lot of the time when it comes to practicing, I think I think it's not just me but also many people, because as I observe people asking questions in various topics, I noticed that they ask similar questions, and the question would, in terms of practice, would go something like this. So say they need to get better, they want to get better in something they do, right? In my case, it's speaking in front of camera, my speaking skills, but also sometimes I play video games, so I want to improve in performing well in video games. And one question that people ask a lot is, when I practice, like, for how long do I practice? For how long do I need to practice the first step until I can move on to the second step, and then the third step, and then so on, as in, the level of progression of growth and whatnot. And my answer to that is to just not worry about the like how long you need to do it, and do it until you are good enough, and then you move on. And the cue for to know that you are good enough in doing something is like tying shoes or brushing teeth, right? You have tied your shoelace enough time, so now you can replicate the same consistent result reliably without thinking much about it. So in other words, you don't need to put that much effort into tying shoes. But now think back about how when you first learned to tie your shoes, you needed to focus so that make the certain shape with the lace, and then you wrap it certain ways, and then you pull a certain part to tighten the knots up. At first, you needed all of your attention on your shoelace so you can tie it. But now you don't need to do that anymore, because it has become, something you do naturally. And the secret to, I suppose, the secret to enjoyment in practicing is to not focus on how fast you're growing, but rather focus on the task that you're doing at hand, and just don't have any expectation of growth or how fast you grow, and just keep doing the task. It's what it's what works, and it's what's always worked. And if you do it any other way, then you would probably disappointing yourself, as in, like, how am I not growing fast enough and stuff. And so the lesson, I suppose, is to not get bored of doing the fundamentals, to not get bored of doing the same thing, because that very same thing is the thing that will build you a strong foundation to get better. And so practicing anything is pretty much like learning to brush your teeth or tie your shoes. You just do it over and over again, and you don't take it too seriously, as in, from how I see it, I don't give much thoughts about doing the task, and I just do the task. In other words, I just do it anyway and without thinking much about it, because a lot of the time when I get scared of doing something, it's like freeze me out or froze me, put me in a frozen state, and I kind of just like sit there and not do anything. The one thing that I tell myself a lot to get myself into the task, to get myself to take action, is don't think about it, just do it. Meaning, just kind of like head empty and start doing, kind of thing. And I think that's how I like to approach practicing in general, and not think about how I'm practicing, how I'm doing the things. Because as long as I'm doing the things, I will naturally improve over time, because it's not like I don't think at all, right? When I'm doing the task, as I'm doing it, I still notice how I'm doing things. So I don't really and I would do it naturally anyway, so I don't need to spend extra energy and attention on focusing on that task, because for me, whenever I do that, it's just then me become, overly worry about how I'm doing things, and overly just overtrack everything, and so it's not helpful. There you go. um, I hope I've been practicing my speaking skill. The skill I'm practicing right now is, I know, I noticed in one of the comment of from the Arabic. No, not Arabic. He told me where he's from. Let me check it real quick. But from one of the commenter on my video, he said that he recommend or suggested me to speak in a continuous fluid sentence rather than it being choppy, and that is one of the problem I do notice about myself, and I do want to fix for a long time. Let me see. He is from, so he commented, "Keep going, bro. Your follower from Algeria." I don't know if he spelled that wrong, or I just don't know where where that play is. Oh no, it is a place. Algeria, a country in North Africa. Okay, that's cool. Okay, well, thank you for pointing that out. That's something I also want to fix. And that's it. That's all I have for this video. If you enjoy watching similar contents to this, then click here for the latest upload.